Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to World of Warcraft Legion. Now, as you guys can see, I've been very busy here off camera. Our Nightfallen rep is almost to 10,000, so we're almost halfway there, and in doing so, we've actually opened up a bunch of quest hubs in Suramar, guys. All the ones I was talking about are starting to open up so we can get this rep grind done even quicker. But first things first, we are here in Tidescorn Harbor in Stormheim, right off of Valdestal. And we have one more little quest hub to do, and I think we're actually going to be done with all of the quest hubs. We finished Asana, Val'sharah, High Mountain. There was one left in High Mountain, which was the quest to get the Emerald Winds. I went ahead and did that off camera. Not that big of a deal. And now we just got Stormheim to do. So let's go ahead and look at all these scrolls and books. And that's a very big skull. The journal entry appears hastily written. I do not know what has become of my village. Ever since the mist engulfed the harbor, my kinfolk have changed. Some have grown violent and savage, while others have fallen into madness. Many have ventured into the mists and have yet to return. In these times, we can usually turn to our leader, Jarl Tarbin. Alas, the mists have taken him as well. I do not know what will become of me. For now, I can only stay at my post and remain vigilant. Locate clues to discover the fate of Tidescorn Harbor. Sounds good. Now, I remember this being a real pain on my shaman. This is going to be a lot easier since we can skip a lot of the annoyances, particularly those dogs. So, first clue is right here. Sten's log. The mists are having an ill effect on my crew. They become wild and uncontrollable. They care not for the sea and prefer to bicker and brawl with each other. Gel, the harbor master, has ordered us to depart for fresh supplies as soon as we are able. I've assigned extra work duties in hopes that the work will occupy their time until we ship out. I can only hope that the sea air will calm my crew and return their vigor. Well, that's one. Second clue is all the way over here. Let's try and sneak through the unpleasantness. Oh, that's way down there. Okay. Well, I guess we are not going to be doing this in order. Dun 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 dun. There's a rare spawn here too, Tarbin. But let's not worry about that for right. Well, he's right here. Jarl of Tidescorn Harbor. We had just read about him. Looks like things have gone bad for him. Sup? Get some copper. And let's deal with him. Now, we're doing pretty good on our artifact power, too, by the way. I think a few more... Whoa! I got feared. A few more artifacts, and we should be able to get... We're getting very close to our third dragon. And then it'll just be finishing up the Dreadblades and we'll be good to go. And boop. Order resources. Jarl's Pennant, the badge of the current Jarl of Tidescorn. Alright, you guys, I'm the boss now. You gotta do what I say. That'd be awesome. To have a little army of Vikings. Yeah, drop down. And there's another rare spawn too. Hellmouth Raiders. Is it like the Buffy style Hellmouth?
Among the souls you have rescued,
oh, hey, Odin.
There are some who wish to regain their honor, fighting alongside you against the Cavaldir.
Uh-huh. Oh, 355 order resources? Meh. Uh-oh. Someone's taking exception to our clue finding. Step up. And keep your soul of the mist to yourself. There we go. Most of the roster entries are blank, but there is one sloppily written note on the corner of one of the drafts. Damn these mists to Helheim. Not long after they arrived, many of my craftsmen have vanished, and the few that remain have not the sense in their head to work. They act as if they had run headlong into the mast. How am I supposed to get Sten's ship ready to sail with a sparse bunch of loons at my disposal? I will do what I can to get the ship seaworthy, alone if I must, but I need good men to fill my work order. So the Mists have come in and essentially driven everyone batty. This is, I believe, if memory serves, this is the quest that was needed to kind of let you know how bad things had gotten in Helheim for the, what was the Maw of Souls dungeon. Oh, looks like we have a human paladin doing this as well. There's a note attached to a supply requisition. Harbor Master Kjell. I do not know what foul bane these mists carry, but barely a day after they engulfed the harbor, our entire stock of provisions spoiled. We need to resupply our stock immediately. Dispatch Captain Sten on a supply run as soon as he's able, assuming he can stop his crew from bickering long enough to set sail. In the meantime, we will all have to tighten our belts and stretch what little we have left, since most of the town has gone missing. This shouldn't be too difficult. Alrighty. So the Mist came in and essentially Davy Jones'd everything. Actually, not necessarily Davy Jones'd, I guess kind of, but they seem more like the villains we're going to see in the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie. The ones that look like they're all perpetually drowned. Sigrid's Journal. A curse has fallen upon our harbor. Gulls drop like stones from the sky. I saw one fall on a deckhand's head the other day. It knocked him out cold. Mine? Schools of fish rot belly up in the shoals. Our fishermen have not had a decent catch in weeks, and the stench of dead fish is horrible. I have taken on extra shifts in the tower, and most of my watchmen have gone missing. I take respite up here, as the foul odor and stale air are not as stifling. The harbor is dead. The Mist have choked the very life from it. One final clue, which is over there. Now that on the radar, those are the ghost ships for the daily, which I'm actively trying to avoid, so. And looks like it is here in this house with the ominous red light coming from it. So let's go ahead and head in here. We see some skeletons, which is always a good sign. Ah, hi Havi.
Look what the ravens have dropped off.
Yeah, you don't look so bad yourself.
This land is ancient.
Do you know what you see here, little outsider? It is the fate of the tide scorn. Once not so scorned by the tides. It was Helya, the foul sea witch, whose wrath consumed their fleets, and whose foul mist broke the mightiest of the vrykul. The Jarls had no choice but to give up the sea, for axe and sword do not to slay mist and brine. So, what do you know about these folk? Helya's domain is to watch over the souls of the unworthy, while those who die in glory are sent to Odin in the Gates of Valor, to train for the final battle. But Helya, she is a jealous witch, and cannot be sated with the soul she is given. Thus she made the Kvaldir, once mighty vrykul, now torn and corrupted by her foul magics. They serve her eternally, plundering the souls of the living to feed her unquenchable lust for death. They are a blight outsider, nothing more. Now, as we know, Havi is, of course, Odin, but this, I think by missing this, this is actually back before we know what exactly he is.
See you again soon.
And I can't do his voice, his accent. I've tried, just not working with this equipment. The mist of this bay wrought not only the wood of the ships, but the very souls of its inhabitants. But it seems you have already discovered this. Oh, good lord. Alright, scavenging the shallows. The Kvaldir exists to spite Odin, and it is here their spiteful work is done. They rob the souls of the living, the souls not yet judged, thus robbing Odin of his champions. They bring them here to transport to Helya, though the mist obscure any indications of how. You seem to fare the mist well. Perhaps if you search the wreckage in the bay, the answer may present itself. You outsiders seem to have a knack for uncovering the most hidden of secrets. Search the ship deck, debris, and Hellmouth shallows for Javi's clue. To honor the fallen. Souls are not the only plunder Helya craves, and the Kvaldir are eager to please. Among their spoils are the venerable blades of fallen heroes who dared stand against Helya's minions. These blades belong in a place of honor, not among their wretched kind. Hey! Reclaim the blades for the honor of the Tidescorn. Collect ancient Tidescore blades. And shadows in the mist. Many of the Cavaldir here in the bay are former denizens of this harbor, cursed by the sea witch Helia to do her bidding for all time. The ones you read about, they still walk the stagnant waters. They could be given respite should a kind soul bring them to the tip of a blade. So tell me, how kind is your soul? Defeat Captain Sten, Sigrid, Kjell, and Halvir in Hellmouth Shadows. I'm actually pleased to do this.
Seek your fate.
So, lots to do here. I guess this force field kind of keeps people out. So, let's take care of this one at a time. Oh, that's for the ghost ship. Defeat Odin. Okay, we avoid all that. Go ship, go ship, go ship. Oh, I'm not stealthed anymore. Whoops. And we got the Hellmouth Raiders. Where is this at, actually? Ah. Got a lot to do. I think these guys are spread out all among the place. Do we have to blow on the horn? Horn of the Hellmouth. Get Blade Flurry up. Oh, our ship's come in. Avast there.
No one crosses the uncrowned.
And tag everyone because it looked like that paladin was about to try and get wise. That's one. And they die relatively quickly, so that's good. Captain Privet. Boop. There we go. Order resources and Valiant's glory. Looks good to me. Now let's start getting all of this salvage. Rusted Mariner's Bell. What are we actually... Oh, Havi's Clue.
Let me show you how it's done.
So these are essentially people who were denied heaven, which, as you would assume, makes them a bit cranky. And they're pretty much destined to serve Helia. Ancient Tidescorn Blade, we need 8 of those. It's going to be a nice little farming expedition, but we also need to send some of these guys back to their rest. There's Captain Sten. They were the ones who wrote all the clues. Let's see what the captain's got in his pockets. Copper? Looks like being a sailor doesn't pay much. And let's activate the Dreadblade since it looks like we have some friends. Kill all the things. There we go. Some gold as he disperses into seaweed. Rest in peace there, Captain. Deteriorating Tidescorn banner. This is going to be a long haul, isn't it? Well, we only have to find one clue, so it's not the end of the world. So let's avoid the Soul Thieves. I think we've done that quest already. The Mistcaller, on the other hand. That is one of the things we need to deal with. Thank you for your blades. That is appreciated. There's the Maw of Souls Summoning Stone. If you're doing that on Mythic. Well, at least they seem to have a good drop rate. So we should be in good shape, I'm thinking. Who's next up? There's Halvir, the shipwright. Ironically, not near... Well, there's a crash ship over there. Sup? Let's send him to the sweet hereafter. Because Odin said this'll get them back to the Hall of Glory. Or at least keep them from this living hell kind of thing, which I guess is definitely preferable. Corroded maritime plaque. Ah, that was Javi's clue. What does that say? Oh, we can't look at it in our inventory. That's unpleasant. Or unfortunate. So, judging from this, Kjell and Sigrid should be over here. Looks like all of them are chilling on the outskirts. We got a big giant there we need to avoid. Bad doggy. Boop. Armaments. Thanks muchly. That little sound you hear in the background, and likes that flute that kind of goes high pitched, that reminds me so much of the movie The Count of Monte Cristo. Whenever they're at the prison, there's a very similar sound. And we're going to take care of two of you guys at once. Pirate versus undead Vikings. 2 blades to go. There's Sigrid. Captain of the Watch. Oh, it's a lady. There she is. No pockets to pick. Well, I guess that makes sense. Don't want to steal from a lady. Boop. And got some spectral dust, and she didn't actually explode into seaweed. That's odd. Maybe she wasn't corrupted nearly to the extent as the others. Which I guess would make sense. Let's go ahead and get this guy's attention.
Hey, that's too far away.
Let me show you how it's done.
Now I need you to come over here. There's a priest summoning tentacles. Like very Shadow over Innsmouth. Oh, I think Vanessa stunned him. Way to be good at your job there, man. And there's our 2. So now all we need to do is find Kjell, who I believe is right on the other side of this weird rock outcropping. And we got another rare spawn, Marat Eye. I'm okay with it. Let's clear this section out completely. Now, this was the Harbor Master. More copper. And let's go ahead and save the Dreadblades for Rot-Eye. We don't know what exactly he is. Soul of the Mist. Boop. Oh, that's a buff for him. I see. So, Rot-Eye. Oh, it's a cave. Oh, he's one of these things. Hey, how you doing? Can't sap him. What is he? Oh, he's an aberration, so he is like Old One kind of thing. And now it's time to use Dreadblades. Hope we got a good Roll the Bones buff. And looks like we did. More artifact power and resources. Our order resources are actually pretty high right now. I think we've got almost 6,000. What was that? I heard a dog. Smee? Okay, you're alright. I don't know what I would do without you, Smee. But that is all the quests done. Let's go ahead and head back across the bay here to Havi. I think I have the perfect name for this episode, too. It's a nice groan-inducing pun. I hope you guys like it.
Listen well.
Have you found answers or more questions? Now, what is that? Engraved with the ship's name, Nagflar, or Naglfar, whatever. The Nagfar. So Helja's Kvaldir can navigate the mists. Piercing the mist to honor the fallen. Do you have the blades? I will see that these blades are returned where they belong. The dead smile upon you, outsider. But their toll is ended, and few Cavaldir walk the lands of Stormheim. Both are blessings, I would say. And not that it matters, we'll go for that one because we get more coin. And now we have Piercing the Mists. In a time before memory, the Nagvar was the prize of Helia's fleet. It would seem that it has lived on to serve her once more. Now the dread ship sails the Sea of Souls and cuts through the mist unseen by the living. The Cavaldir must have a way to summon her, and this is what you must seek. Find her berth and board it, and put an end to the dread ship, and the souls of the Tidescorn may be redeemed. Defeat Helia in the Maw of Souls dungeon. So this was actually the quest to get the quest to go to the Maw, but we went ahead and jumped the gun there. That's okay.
Oh, goodbye then.
So, went ahead and got that taken care of, which is good. And now we are complete with all of our quests, which mean complete 4 Kirin Tour world quests, and they finally fixed that bug. Let's head back to Suramar, and there's an interesting quest right there. I'm actually going to do that one last, because that's going into the main. I want to hit some of the quest hubs that I saw on the way here. There's one down south here, there's one in Suramar City, and I was able to find the one outside of Jandvik. So since we're dealing with the Tidescorn here, let's go ahead and deal with some more vrykul and head that direction. So we've got a vrykul female by the name of Toril here, and had a bunch of deer following her. That's interesting. And we are right outside the settlement. So let's see what she has to say. Rogue, interested in earning some coin? The Jarl of Jandvik is missing, and 2 headstrong whelps are vying to take over leadership. I should be the next Jarl, not them. I want you to enter Jandvik and defeat Kaldur and Enyar in mortal combat. I would not normally put my trust in an outsider, but this situation requires the aid of someone like you. Jandvik would condemn me if I were caught with their blood on my hands. Meet me in the center of Jandvik when the deed is done. Kill Kaldur and Enyar in Jandvik. 17,000 artifact power. Yes, please. Now, I warn you, my kin do not like outsiders. You would be wise to avoid unnecessary confrontation. I'm okay with this. A nice old-school assassination attempt. Or not an attempt. We're not going to attempt it, we're actually going to do it. So that's good. And that's something that a rogue like Swindlegear can sink his teeth into. So we will just skip all the unpleasantness and deal with Kaldur first. Looks like Kaldur can actually see through stealth. Ooh. Well, hold on. Let's see.
I'm out of range.
Ah, crap. I was wanting to see if I could stun him in time. Doesn't look that that's the case. That's alright. He's squishy. Beaten by a weakling like you. Yeah, well, things are tough all around. Well, that's one taken care of. We're kind of Game of Thronesing this, ensuring that someone else takes the throne. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. And our next victim should be over here. Now here's where Toril is waiting for our successful report. It looks like both of them were just hanging out, surveying the landscape. And they can see through stealth as well.
I need to get closer.
Ah, gotcha. Taking your last copper. Ooh, you have a nice electrified pole arm there. I can't help but admire it. Whoa! Oh, you had a friend. We know how to deal with friends. We fire the cannons. Oh, we had a doggy too. Ow. Ancient mana. Go ahead and drink our Crimson Vial. And we should be good here. Sup? Let the new Jarl know that there are no more contenders for the throne, or whatever they sit in. With my adversaries gone, I can claim leadership of Janvik unopposed. You seem to follow my commands well, Swindlegear. Perhaps I can use you again. Jerry Throndir, the leader of Janvik, has been missing for some time now. I assume that he has fallen in battle to the invading Shashtar Naga, but I must know for certain. Find out what has become of him. Do this task for me and I can assure you that my vrykul will not harm you. Locate Jarl Throndir in Azurgil Bay. Whoa! What the... Oh, he summoned the rest of the group. Kinsmen of Janvik, Kaldar and Ainjar have fallen in combat. They were not worthy to lead. As the last remaining successor, it falls on me to lead our people against the invading Naga. This outsider is under my aegis. Those that show aggression against him will answer to me. And then rumble, rabble, 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 rabble. Well, I think the last thing that we can do here, and as you can see, none of them are attacking me anymore, which is good. They are under attack by Naga, but that is not our brief at the moment. That is a big fish head. Holy crap. Let's go ahead and find out what happened to the previous boss. Oh, well. we can't exactly make peace with the Naga. That'd be very weird. Ancient... And looks like he's... Oh, never mind. He is not okay. He is very much dead. Like, whoopsie. Take care of one more little sea snake there. Now, turning these in, do they... Oh, that gives me no Nightfall in rep. That's unfortunate. And...
I spit on you!
The vrykul barely acknowledges your presence.
Away!
And this one doesn't either. Throndir mutters through shallow breaths.
Poison runs through my body. Do not let my body lie in the mud. Set my flesh aflame.
Collect 6 driftwood in Azurgil Bay and build a funeral pyre for Jarl Throndir. That's fair.
Find wood to construct a pyre. I will take care of moving his body.
Brandolph. Well, now he wants to talk.
A legion of these Naga could not overpower Jarl Throndir. Only their venomous treachery could defeat him.
Band of Blood Brothers and Bite of Sashtar. So, looks like we have some more quests as well as gathering some Zatara, which is driftwood. I think it's in Portuguese or Spanish. But we will go ahead and do that at the beginning of the next episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.